From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
It's great to be live with you every day. Of course, it's great to be live with you this Sunday evening as well. And we were watching the final game that led to India winning the Thomas Cup. And what a moment it was! What a moment it was, ladies and gentlemen. Destroying Indonesia 3-0 is really, really big, and winning the Thomas Cup is huge. And it all signifies one thing I've been talking about for a long time, is that there has been a complete shift in Indian sport. Complete shift. Cricket, what it used to be and what it has become now. It is losing ground every day. Cricket is losing ground. The viewership on cricket is falling. People who put huge advertisements in cricket are now regretting it. In fact, this year's Premier League, IPL, has been a washout, an absolute unmitigated viewership disaster. The IPL viewership has totally crashed by a massive 35%, which means people are just quitting watching cricket. It means 1 in every 3 cricket viewers is no longer watching cricket, no longer watching the IPL. They are hashtag, ladies and gentlemen, hashtag for tonight. They are hashtag bored with cricket. And that's my hashtag tonight, bored with cricket. Too much cricket makes no sense to them. And then in this context is the historic victory of our badminton superstars today. They've been smashing their way, dominating their way, jumping their way, and oh yes, smashing their way to the Thomas Cup victory. The Thomas Cup, ladies and gentlemen, the Thomas Cup, the very top of the league in international badminton, the World Men's Championships. And there in the intensity of the global court, our badminton heroes just outsmarted the Indonesians and destroyed the 14-time world champions with pure hunger and pure passion. Pure hunger and pure passion. Ladies and gentlemen, these two words, hunger and passion, it is these two words that matter the most in everything in life. Any game you play, any job you do. Intensity and passion. And cricket and cricketers, Indian cricketers, are not hungry and not passionate. Especially not in this IPL format. Cricket has become essentially commercial. But for all the hundreds and thousands of crores in marketing, hype, endorsements, thousands of crores in TV deals, could it save the IPL? No. The cricket fanatics can cry their heart out, but India has changed. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, that India is hashtag bored with cricket. Bored with cricket. Cricket is not authentic anymore. This crazy, unthought commercialization has ensured that teams don't have any loyalty, and neither does the sport. They just play for the sake of it. And they're all looking fatigued and jaded and forced. All the cricket stars are looking faded, fatigued, frustrated. And the cricketers actually have lost interest in the game. Their principal driving instinct only is money. And I must say this, some of them, ladies and gentlemen, when they can't perform on the field because they spend all their time in PR-driven Instagram accounts promoting this movie, this thing, that thing. 50% or more of their time goes in all this, not their game. And of course it shows in their game. And people have lost interest. Fact is, ladies and gentlemen, these kind of commercialized cricketers don't even compare to the international Olympic superstars from India, or like Kidambi Shrikant or Chirag Shetty. And I will keep saying it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll keep saying it. We are bored with cricket. Enough of cricket. Colonial sport. Nothing but a hangover, leftover of the British Raj. Very few countries in the world play it. We are fooling ourselves by calling it world this tournament and world that tournament. Fact of the matter is, only countries which had been ruled at one point of time by the British play the sport. What are we celebrating? And sometime I had angered some cricket fanatics when I told them the truth. And what did I say? I said, at the end of the day, what is cricket? And sports journalists don't like to hear this, but I'll tell them on their face. Cricket is a game that only ex-British colonies play. And more, these ex-British colonies are also realizing it's a colonial sport. There is nothing global about cricket. There is nothing international about cricket. But badminton is not colonial. There we beat China. We beat Denmark, Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan. That's a global achievement. So my advice to a country #bored with cricket, which doesn't know what to do because they are bored with cricket, is let's just move on. Cricket, thousands of crores. Let those who have money spend it. Cricket is overhyped. Let us compete with the world, not just the last few remaining members of the Commonwealth, which in any case is dead or should have been dead a long time back. Ladies and gentlemen, bored with cricket is my first debate tonight, because India's future global superstars, like the ones who are bringing home the Thomas Cup, are not going to come out of a game that is played only by members of the ex-British Raj. Let's grow up. Let's grow up and not keep crying about being bored with cricket. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number 2 tonight. Owaisi is lying about Gyanvapi. I'm telling you, he's just lying about Gyanvapi. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to prove to you why Owaisi is lying about some mosque being destroyed. He's completely lying through his teeth, and I wonder how he does that. I'm exposing him at 9, and here are the headlines this Sunday evening on the debate tonight. 73 years down, India brings home Thomas Cup glory, creates absolute history. What a score to remember in a 3-0 final. India absolutely crushes 14-time champions Indonesia. India is #bored with cricket. How bored are we with cricket? Let's get to global sports now.
जा रहा था, मैं तो बाबरी गिरा रहा था, मैं तो मंदिर बना रहा था, तुझको मिर्ची लगी तो मैं क्या करूं?
Devendra Fadnavis launches an unsparing attack on the ruling regime at the Mahasankalp Sabha still going on in Mumbai. Mr. Owaisi, whether you like it or not, the survey shall be completed tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a silent story that's being written with every smash, every wrestling bout, every serve on the court. And it has nothing to do with cricket. Cricket is overhyped, fatigued, faded, over. India's Thomas Cup victory in Thailand is the emerging story of a new India that is seriously looking beyond cricket, which it is bored with. A nation, especially where the young people are slowly getting #bored with cricket. Here's the story of India's historic achievement in Thailand, and then we shall debate.
20-year-old Lakshya Sen, who glided across the badminton court to put India on the top.
Yeah, it was very thrill moment. I was so happy actually that the match was very crucial with Srikanth also, and within simultaneously Lakshya also. So, but later on, at the end, they won the match, and after Srikanth, so they won they make the history, they create the history. We are thrilled, we are so happy, sir.
Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, who proved again why they are the top Indian doubles pairing. 29-year-old Kidambi Srikanth, who managed to win the silver in BWF World Championship in 2021 after a knee injury, persevered and brought home gold this time around. HS Pranoy was calm, collected and a complete professional as he broke the Danish jinx. These are the sporting heroes India is cheering for tonight.
Thank you so much.
भारतीय बैडमिंटन टीम ने आज इतिहास रचा है। 73 सालों में पहली बार थॉमस कप जीतकर एक ऐसा कीर्तिमान स्थापित किया है। मैं अपनी ओर से और सभी देशवासियों की ओर से सभी खिलाड़ियों को बहुत-बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
And it comes at a time when the IPL has completely and totally tanked. A drop of 33% in viewership of the IPL this year indicates India is bored with cricket. Cricket is not aspirational anymore. It's more drama, more controversy, and less sport.
I was contacted 1.5 hours before the selection meeting on the 8th for the test series, and there was no prior communication with me at all since.
Now, it's time to admit India is bored with cricket.
What a fantastic debate we have going today. Niranjan Negi, former goalkeeper of the Indian hockey team, Simon Sharif, former Indian shooter, while Morad Ali Khan, fantastic, Indian shooter, Arjuna awardee, Sajan Prakash, gold medalist at Tokyo Olympics, swimmer, Hemant Kenkre, cricket columnist, former cricketer, Rajinder Amarnath, former cricketer, Harpal Singh Bedi, very senior sports journalist, joining us in a bit. Bimal Soni looking very worried with everyone saying bored with cricket. It's a reality, Dr. Soni. You're going to have to live with it, It's going to happen someday. And Gaurav Sethi is founder of boardcricket.com. Does that have anything to do with bored with cricket, Gaurav?
So boardcricket.com is Board Cricket Crazy Indians, which is an acronym for BCCI, which started off as a bit of a joke at BCCI, but at the same time, it's very passionate. But what I would say, coming to your debate topic, which is very interesting, and I reflected on it, and the thought that I initially had was that India does have a love-hate relationship with cricket, which is, I think, catching a lot more fervor recently. And what I did also reflect on was the Arnab debate. That is the debate that we are part of, which I think India is very passionate, but at the same time, there is a love-hate relationship here also. And it is something which everyone tunes in, watches, but at the same time, there will be people who will question it. And that for me is a bit like cricket, no different really. But cricket is pretty much it, and that is something I think we've all come to accept. And at the same time, when there is a dip of 30%, and that is largely because it's 6 months since we had the last IPL. And that is just like having it the other day. That is way too recent, too much fatigue, and too much repetition. So we are, in a way, shooting ourselves in the feet. And, they're looking for an even larger window now with the ICC. The BCCI has spoken to them and said, listen, we need to be playing the IPL for longer and just see what will happen. Yes, you will be even more bored with cricket.
Yeah, but the thing is that people are not interested anymore. And when we see a global sport like this, you see, Hemant, when we see badminton, and then we see that these are the real superstars because they are playing with countries across the world. I mean, at the end of the day, who plays cricket? Who plays cricket? Some 7, 8 countries, max 8, 9 if you want to extend it. Countries which were part of the British Commonwealth, which is dead. People who said, long live the Queen. And we are not going to say that today, right? So we got attached because we got used to a little bit of domination in a game played by very few people. And we had a big market, so it could be commercialized. And all 1 billion Indians could be told, listen, you may not do well in other sport, but you're still going to do well in a sport. Maybe 8 people play it, but still you're a world champion among 8 countries. But Indians are not going to be fooled anymore, right? So Hemant, things are changing. I don't mean to run down cricket, but things have really changed. In a global India, things have changed.
Absolutely. I mean, let me be honest. I mean, cricket is played, the affiliate countries, associate countries, if you take a look at the entire population of cricket world, it's a different ballgame altogether. It's more than 100. But having said that, honestly, there is a huge amount of fatigue that has crept in thanks to back-to-back this tournament which is going on right now, which is the IPL. And for me and my generation, cricket is actually test cricket. And it's not really the kind of pajama cricket that we see today. It's good entertainment. It's a David Dhawan movie. It's have fun, maja karo, enjoy, have your popcorn and go home. I mean, that's not cricket for me, very honestly. And honestly, this victory today, the fantastic victory, and I would put it probably on the same level or even higher than the 1983 victory. Maybe we'll have another film coming up in a couple of years, 2002 too. So I think it's fantastic. It's a great advertisement for badminton and also for other sports. Having said that, I think the media should, honestly, the media should propagate other sports. If they do it, automatically the populace of India will,
No, but
sort of start
you know,
following
in India, the problem has been, Hemant, anyone's a sports journalist, wise to become a cricket journalist. That's where you know, the glamour is. That's where the money is.
I completely agree.
That's where the contacts are. That's where the job is, and every reporter wants to be a BCCI reporter. Everyone wants to support, play cricket. Ask yourself how many sports journalists in India would love to only cover cricket. I know there are many with interest outside.
Well, to me, they're not journalists. I mean, to begin with,
I agree with you. And then we've had scams here where some journalists become racketeers, and then they become front people for the board.
They're not journalists.
No, but what I'm saying is, are you realizing, Dr. Soni, that, and look at the pictures today, you know, Dr. Soni, pure passion, you know, this spectacular bounce back and this Thomas Cup win, you know, it comes in the backdrop of this superstar, you know, Srikanth, winning the silver medal at the BWF World Championships in 21, PV Sindhu winning a bronze in Tokyo 2020, okay? And beating the Chinese, Indonesians, Japanese, Danish, Malaysians. It's spectacular. And what are we comparing it with? Some IPL? What is the BCCI doing? Why is the BCCI hinged itself to IPL and it's looking all like we are finished if IPL collapses? IPL has collapsed. I'm telling you, there's no comeback. Mr. Soni, we see the writing on the wall. I'm telling you, viewership goes down 35%. You can put all the cheerleaders and you can make A.R. Rahman come there. You can make that, what's that fellow's name? Ranveer dance around a little. It's going to make no difference. Get all the film stars you want. Mr. Soni, that's your problem. Are you there? Mr. Soni, you've just been focusing on film stars and singers and pop musicians and God knows what, and digital deals, thousands of crores of deals, BCCI, color of the caps, color of your endorsements, value of your sub-endorsements. There's no cricket. It's business, Mr. Soni. Let's admit it. Allow me to complete. There is no purity in this sport anymore. And any sport that is impure is not a sport. IPL is not a sport. It's a bad spectacle in which people have lost interest. I don't know why you did it. You overdid it. You wanted to compete with what's that fellow's name? That Lalit Modi. You said Lalit Modi gone, we'll do 3 times Lalit Modi. We'll do 3 times the drama. But there's no cricket. There's no loyalty, there's no passion, there's no attachment, there's no sense of community. What have you done? What have you all done? And that's why today people are quitting cricket. Mr. Soni, I'm telling you, it's unstoppable. Please understand, you make movies on 1983, that was a different cricket. What you've done right now is an impure form of a sport. Just because the sports journalists, many of them are in your pocket and you can't talk about them. And they won't talk about you. So there's been this sort of, what would I say, a Stockholm syndrome among sports journalists. They won't, so you built up a little bit of a media drama also. But Mr. Soni, who's interested in cricket today? Who is? You tell me. You tell me one person interested in cricket. Yeah.
Pranav, can I speak now?
Yeah, please speak.
I have one thing to say. You are speaking on the wrong day. First of all, we are proud of what Thomas Cup we have won. We are proud of our badminton stars. Today, the main attraction of sports-loving people is badminton. But IPL will remain what it is.
Oh, Baba.
Except that board has done it within 6 months. Second IPL, they have overdone it. That's why people are not at the moment looking at it.
No, you are fooling yourself. No, sir.
We used to win hockey.
No.
Everybody used to go.
You think you can build a sport with money?
And that is the time.
No.
Cricket has slowed down because we have won Thomas Cup. We have got other interests, but cricket is not dying.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, here's one question. Here's one question. One question. Listen to me, okay? Here's one question. Please hear me on this. I want Mr. Negi and Murad in on this, okay? I am not a sports journalist, by the way, but I'll tell you one thing. I have done my master's in sociology and social anthropology and social psychology and social behavior. I'll tell you one thing. I'm telling you one thing, Mr. Soni, when people play and when people watch, the person playing must know what he's playing for and the person watching must know what they are watching for. I'm asking you, Mr. Soni, straight to you. When a person plays IPL, what is he playing for? What is he playing for? Please tell me, who is he playing for?
Arnab, can I come in here?
Yeah, I just want Mr. Soni to come in and Murad after that all the time to you. Who is he playing for? Tell me.
Okay. IPL has been overdone now.
It is overdone.
We've had a second IPL, but at the same time, cricketers play IPL because they love the game, they get money from it.
Money. No, there's money. Fantastic, thank you, you picked up. The second word you said was money. Thank you for your honesty tonight. And I want Murad and Murad to come. No, I'm not anti-cricket. I'm telling you, overdone it.
Yeah.
I want Murad and Mir. I want these two legends to come in, Murad and Mir. Murad.
Arnab, the first thing I would like to say, please, there is no comparison between the achievement today that these boys have done at Thomas Cup with IPL. I don't think we should discuss both these in the same breath and keep it away. You know, there is a motivation for any sports person, the biggest motivation for any sports person when he competes is the flag. When he competes for the country is the flag. The joy of getting the national anthem played in a foreign land.
Oh yeah.
You know, that is the joy when a person competes with. That joy you cannot get in any other thing. Now, there is no comparison between what these boys have achieved today and what and the IPL. The biggest factor, what you mentioned and even your anchor mentioned, there is a drop in viewership in IPL from to about 35%. I don't know the exact figures. But if that drop of 35%, if that money gets shifted to other sports, I think India will become a superpower as far as sports is concerned. But there is lack of funding. We are a developing nation and sports doesn't get the kind of priority that it should get. And whatever money comes in goes into cricket. The sponsors are putting it into cricket. I don't know why they are putting it.
I don't know why.
There, because we are winning in every sport that the people go and perform. And we have got world number ones in many sports, but poor things, they don't get the funding.
But Murad, I tell you one thing. Murad, I'll tell you one thing. Murad, I'll tell you one thing. I'll bring in Harpal also into the debate, you know. See, I'll tell you one thing. Harpal, Murad said 35% drop. I'm not comparing IPL with Thomas Cup at all. I believe they cannot be compared at all. But I know, I'm sitting in a newsroom, Murad, I'm sitting in a newsroom and I know the excitement across India, Rajinder Ji, today about Thomas Cup. And I could see, you know, the Prime Minister called the team, by the way, you know, and I think this is a beautiful gesture, you know, when the Prime Minister called the team, and there's this picture, can I just put it on the screen? Prime Minister of India is calling the entire team, and he's congratulating them. And listen, let's look beyond politics. I want to play that picture out there. I think this is so fabulous. So fabulous. Between all the things the Prime Minister must be doing today, Mr. Negi, between all the things he's doing today, he was busy calling the team, and he was also lauding the coaches. And he said where India didn't reach previously. Just look at the smile on their faces holding that phone, and then he finds an Almora connect with Lakshya Sen. The team, just the recognition for this team, and then he says to them, he says, "Aap sab aake mere ko mile. You know, you need to meet me when you come." And these heroes are feeling, these young heroes are so excited, you know. So I think this is a beautiful sporting culture. And I want to tell you also, Rajinder Ji, I have nothing against cricket. I mean, how can I have anything against cricket? But the fact is, people are bored with cricket. And that's what we need to understand now. And I think Thomas Cup victory gives us a huge opportunity to retrace our steps vis-a-vis sport. Don't you think? Rajinder Ji and Mir Ji, please. Yeah, Rajinder Ji.
Arnab, thank you. And I think it's a wonderful day for Indian Badminton Association, because when you win any tournament on the international circuit, definitely the country feels very proud of you, and I am one of those citizens who rarely feel proud. I remember when we had girls doing so well in the Olympics, and then we had the javelin throw winning the Gold Cup. I think the entire country was elated. But coming back to your question about cricket being the main sport, which is taking the majority of the advertisements and the revenues going towards the BCCI. Well, there's no fact, you can't deny that fact at all. But unfortunately, as I said quite some time back also, a lot depends upon the associations, how well they can sell the sport. Because in the end, when a corporate puts his money on any sport, he wants the return. And I hope and pray that badminton will bring that kind of money into the sport. And all these youngsters, the heroes who have done proud India, they will definitely get the endorsement they definitely need. Why only badminton? I think you have other sports like athletics, you have boxing, you have hockey is one sport I really feel bad about it because that's been really sidelined. It should have been there in the middle. It should be there higher up, but unfortunately, everything depends upon the performance of the team. But comparing IPL with Thomas Cup, I think is rather unfair. If you have to compare IPL, I think it would be better off comparing with one of the tamashas happening in the United States or somewhere in Pakistan. I don't think so it's of any value to cricket, to be honestly.
Well,
it is value for money. I think more people go for entertainment. You go to a theater to watch a movie, spend 2.5 hours, spend about 500 rupees to watch that movie. I think it's equivalent to that. It's not going to bring any heroes as such. Heroes come when you represent the country.
Wow.
Those who represent the country are the real heroes. And I think we should all...
At bringing greater and greater pride to the tricolour. And if it is not, if it is a couple of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 crore rupees people spend in IPL, and it does nothing for India, but it takes the India name, you see, Mr. Negi. And I will say it clearly, it takes the name away, it takes the money away from the others. How many Dahiyas, how many Neeraj Chopras, how many PV Sindhus, and in fact, how many Sajan Prakashes would we have if 1/10 that money came to them? And we said today I heard a commentary by someone, I don't know whether it was Harpal, someone came on and he said on Republic, he said, you see, many of our players playing badminton are getting a lot of international exposure, they're traveling a lot now. But that's recent. What if we gave them 10 times that exposure? Not just them, swimmers and others. What do you think? Hockey players, Mr. Negi, you want to come in? And that's why I'm drawing the comparison. Mr. Negi.
Absolutely. Arnab, the Indian shuttlers, especially the men, they did not perform. They could not perform to the expectations of the country in the Tokyo Olympics. And in Thomas Cup, they redeemed themselves. They redeemed themselves. What a fight back.
Absolutely.
Against Indonesia team, so many times champion. And our heart fills with pride. If I'm not against cricket, but you won't believe I have not seen a single IPL match. I'm not against cricket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because my heart bleeds for my country.
Yeah.
And when I see so much of money being pumped and it's thrown in a way. And I don't know what to say. My sportsmen all around still struggling, really struggling. And I'm again and again advocating that as a sports promoter, I find it difficult to persuade my students to come back on the field. Everybody, everywhere, some tamasha is going on. I'm not against cricket. They're very good, very powerful administration, very nicely organized. But if everyone wants to go for IT, who will go in the army, you tell me? Who will go? Nobody will go. Somebody has to take the responsibility to build your nation. Whenever the Olympics come, whenever the World Cup is there, then you expect your players to win gold medal. And you don't do anything for them. This is very, very sad, very, very sad.
Yeah, and who, anyway, I mean, you know, the people don't like it when I say it, Harpalji, but who plays cricket anymore? we are all very excited about BCCI. Who plays cricket? It's a British game using colonial symbols. It is a colonial sport and introduced by the East India Company. Who plays cricket? We're getting so excited about cricket. Who plays cricket?
No. Give me right to this. Like next month or next week, BCCI is going to have media rights about IPL. Whatever you may say, whatever all the fans, the 35% viewership gone down. You know the amount they are going to get on the media rights, not IPL television, media rights they are going to get is virtually a budget of a small country, and people are winning. Now IPL is equivalent to EPL. It is not a joke. It is an important game, whether you like it or not. Now, about as far as this badminton victory is concerned, it's a huge victory for India. It is a belief of Indian individual players. Nothing, government has nothing to do with it. Federation can tell you, it is a single history has been created. With one
yesterday in Deaf Olympics.
Whether you, whether you cannot live on an empty stomach. Everybody is taking. No, it is up to
Come on. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you today. I don't know, Mr. Bedi, what's wrong with you. Money is not the ultimate thing for every sports person. Money is not the means, so money is not the thing for which the person
Gaurav is also coming in. I think Harpal ji in defending cricket has overdone it a little bit today, and is getting cricket also into more trouble. One sec. Harpal, you're going on completely. But I have to come on. Gaurav and Bimal Soni on the left, and I'll get Murad and Mr. Sharif also to. I'll let Mr. Negi to come in on the bit. So I feel sport is about the effort an individual or team puts in to the game. It's about grit and glory. It's not about money. And sports is about passionately scoring that point, hitting the mark, scoring a goal. It's not about money being thrown in for the atmospherics, getting Ranveer to dance and A.R. Rahman to sing a song. You got it all wrong. You understand? You got it all wrong. And Bimal Soni, are you going to course correct this drama?
Can I speak now, please?
Yeah,
what
please.
I have to say is, cricket has achieved what it is today because it has been better organized. BCCI has put in a lot of effort over the years, over 50 years. So cricket, fanatism has come in the new generation because they have seen cricket well organized. Had we kept hockey that level, had we organized other sports at that level,
why do you want to blame the hockey?
True. I am telling you, cricket fanatism has come in this country because it was well organized.
Mr. Negi.
And in last so many years, after that, the way IPL has been brought in, we can bring this kind of Premier League in different
Mr.
sports.
Sharif and Mr. Negi.
It has to be organized. And the sponsors
It will be organized.
The crowd comes.
I think BCCI played it.
Yeah, Mr. Sharif.
No, I don't. Yeah, so I think what cricket did was they put in a lot of glamour and they tried to fool the Indians by using all these Bollywood stars and cheerleaders and putting in extra glamour and a lot of money. They've tried to cheat the Indian audience.
Bimal!
They tried to pose it as the only sport for the Indians. Now things are changing. Now things are changing. Indians are making note. Now Indians know what actual global sports are. What are Olympic sports about.
The way they have been playing, Mr. Sharif. The way these IPL guys have been doing. Tomorrow I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Sharif. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, Mr. Soni. You are not going to like what I say. Mr. Soni, you are not going to like what I say, but I'll tell you. Don't be surprised, Mr. Sharif. Tomorrow, these IPL guys, they can even make Ranveer or some Anil Kapoor play in a game also, if they have to desperately improve the ratings. They will do anything. There is nothing left.
Can I come
in? They will make them play in a game also. They'll do a movie endorsement and say, listen, your star will be allowed to play the first ball and your villain will be allowed to play the last ball. Mr. Ramannath, I'm telling you, they will do it. They will do it.
They just come in. It's not a bad idea.
No.
To the BCCI. I'm really very happy to give something to BCCI. They can really do something like this because after all, this is a tamasha cricket.
Yeah.
And everybody knows this is not a serious cricket. So let's not be very serious about this cricket. We are not going to win World Cup by winning the IPL out here. are simply there to entertain. And entertain means they can add anything. As you said, they may have some heroine probably coming and tossing and throwing the first ball to Virat Kohli to hit a 6, or probably pick up a wicket or something like that.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Cricket, I think cricket has changed a lot.
What is happening today in the IPL? I'd like to put in a point about...
Okay, I started off a conversation, but I hope at least in those circumstances, Virat will score a few runs. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on that interesting conversation. And on the other side, a lot of things have been said about the Gyanvapi Mosque and the Gyanvapi controversy. And I feel Mr. Owaisi is uttering a litany of falsehoods. And I will tell you on the other side, 8 of the falsehoods of Mr. Owaisi when I come back.